I'm Samantha Olnick, also known as Sammi. To my family, Grammi Samm, Gigi Sammi, and so on. I'm living in San Diego, California, and my birth name was not Samantha, it was Harriet, which I always hated. And at the age of 40, I visited friends in New Jersey and used the name Samantha for introduction to their friends to see if that would work. It worked. I came back to Rochester and went to the attorney and legally changed it to Samantha, but I'm really known as Sammi for many, many years. This is covering bits and pieces of my life for all of you to enjoy. Hopefully you'll enjoy, that haven't been with me too often, too much, even those of you that have. It's a reminder of your grandma, your great-grandma, your mom, Sammy. And I love you all. My parents were both refugees. My dad was from Warsaw, Russia. My mother was from Poland. And they came over as young children. They spoke perfect English, never had an accent. My father was probably the most patriotic person I ever knew in my life. He was always cheering on when we were at war. He became an air raid warden in our district on our street. My mother was more laid back. She always resented my dad for taking out of her beloved New York City and transporting her to little old Gloversville, New York, which she really hated. But my dad made up for it. Gloversville was full of beautiful parks. On every Sunday, my parents would take me on a walk up to Myers Park. We never could afford, of course, to go out for lunch or anything, but we always stopped for ice cream. I can visualize it right now to this day. It was just very, very meaningful. I'm most proud of the fact that I could give birth to my 4 wonderful children. After we graduated, we got married. We were only married for 6 months before I became pregnant with my first adorable son, Rick. We had no place to live, and when I had Rick in the hospital, I had a nurse that took care of me, and she steered us to an apartment to live in, which we did. While there, when Rick was 4 years old, I then had Mark, my little smiley, chubby baby, and we had our applications into veterans housing, which was very lovely at that time, but difficult to get in. Well, finally, we were accepted and we moved to Norton Village, and I lived there with my husband and 2 boys until we were divorced. After my divorce, of course, I hadn't been working, so I had to get a full-time job and find someone to take care of the boys. And I was fortunate enough to get a job as executive assistant to the president of Central Savings in Rochester, and also fortunate enough to find a sitter, my Emma, who took care of the boys. She cooked, she cleaned, she did everything for $15 a week. Being part of the Sephardic community, we had our temple, Light of Israel, which I was introduced to, and which my husband Phil was an enormous part of. The first time that your dad came over to meet me, I was outside of my apartment washing windows. I was up on a ladder, and he saw the back of me, so it wasn't very glamorous, but he thought it was. And we went from there. It was an immediate hit. Boom. That was it. We had the connection. It's the best connection I ever had. He just had the kind of personality that was very, very magnetic. And as I later found out, everybody that met Phil was his friend. There wasn't anyone he met that didn't love him. I did become president of the sisterhood there for about 3 years. We did different charity events. We made paper flowers for decorations. We just had a lot of fun. I met so many lovely relatives, especially cousin Becky Valinsky and her crew of children that my children were very close to. My boys just adored Phil. He would come over every single day, pick them up, and he had a Jeep, and they loved going in the Jeep. They were just fascinated by him. Shabbatai was so funny because Phil demanded that we have kosher meat. So my father-in-law would say, "Don't tell Phil that we're getting the meat at the Star Market." So his own father deceived him, and he always thought he was eating kosher. He was like the Pied Piper, with adults and with children. Everyone followed Phil. They just loved him. And it was funny because when he would introduce me to people, they would say, "Oh, you're Samantha, Phil's wife." I was never known on my own. I was always known as Phil's wife. And he was a romantic. Now we have my two girls, beautiful Lisa and Mel, who live in Flagstaff, Arizona. Lisa has a marvelous career in real estate, and Mel is a craftsman. He builds beautiful furniture. And they have two darling children, Jessica, who is in the veterinarian business in Maine. And then we have my wonderful Jake, who now lives in Colorado in ski country and is here right now for a visit. And then we segue to Jackie, the very unplanned child who really turned out to be a winner and brings so much pleasure to all of us, who's married to John. They live in Chicago and do spend a lot of time in Aspen at their second home. They're avid skiers, love the winter, love hiking in the summer. Their boys, Max, who now lives and has his career in New York, and his girlfriend is Francesca, lovely, lovely, lovely. And then there's Mr. Charm, Eli, who's just moved to LA last week pursuing his art career. So it'll be fun to see what happens, what he gets into. A step over to my husband Georgie's family. Georgie was in the computer business and was the CEO of a computer company. And Georgie has two children, John, the older one, who lives in Orange County, and Kathy, who lives in Anza, which is pretty close to us. And I mean, what can you say? It's just wonderful to be here, to see my children at this age, to my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. And so many don't get that opportunity. Life is funny. You think you're doing the right thing at that time, and later it proves that it wasn't the right thing. But there's nothing you can do to change it. All you do is go forward, knowing that you're getting better and that you hope everyone appreciates it and understands. Although I'll be gone, my legacy will live on, I hope. And I hope that my love, kindness, and the memories that we shared continue to inspire and touch the lives of all those I leave behind. I'd like to be remembered for the love that I've given and received, for the kindness I hope that I've given and received, and for the inspiration I might have given to another generation. Lots of love, always. Lots of love.